Hello, welcome to Tabletop CP. Today I'll be doing another painting tutorial. This time I'll be painting one of these Native American warriors. And I'm painting these for sharp practice, but I imagine that there's a lot of games that could use a Native American warrior, from French Indian War up to Old West type games. So this is the standard I'm going to be going for. I'm doing this kind of a quick and easy method. I'm not putting a ton of extra detail or highlights on them, just to keep the kind of standard that I have set for my entire sharp practice course so far. So anyway, we'll go ahead and get started. Well, the first thing I'll do is I'm going to paint the skin. So I'm doing this a little bit backwards compared to how I normally paint models. I usually paint all this stuff, weapons, uniforms first and then do the skin, but this guy has quite a bit of skin. So it's going to be easier, I found, to paint the skin first and then carefully do all the straps and everything on his across his torso afterwards. So these guys are going to have a little bit darker skin. So for that I used this Bugman's Glow from Games Workshop. We got the base coat done for the skin. So the next thing we're going to do is, this is the only thing we're going to actually put a highlight on, is the skin. So I'm going to take some of this highlight flesh. I'm just going to put a drop of it in, mix it in with the Bugman's Glow. And then I'm going to go over the raised parts of the model. So like the pecs, the top of the arm, top of the head, top of the thigh. Try to leave some of that Bugman's Glow exposed in the recesses, like underneath here, under the arms. And this will just add a little bit of highlighting to it and give it a little bit of contrast. Alright, so the highlighting's done. It's subtle, but there. If you really wanted to make it look better, you could add gradually lighter highlights to that more raised parts, but I'm just going to do one quick layer of highlights. So next thing I'm going to do is wash with the Reichland Flesh Shade. Now let's do that all over the whole skin. Okay, this wash is now dry, so now we're going to do the war paint. So the war paint part's pretty fun. You get to come up with all sorts of different patterns. It's actually not that easy to come up with tons of different patterns for all the Indians I've done, but what I do is I just mix up colors. So I use Evil Sun Scarlet. I'll use the Prussian Blue, same two colors I use for my red coats and Continentals. And I'll also use like a really super dark gray. This is a primer, but I've been using it. It's a really dark gray, not black. But it'll add some, if you want to use darker war paint. I'm kind of leaning more towards the darker war paint for the leaders, but I have put it on the regular guys as well. But anyway, the secret to this is to add a little bit of the base color, the Bugman's Glow. Mix a little bit of that in with each color, and it'll look better when you paint it on. It won't look, if you just painted these colors on directly, it would look like the skin with this painted directly on it. If you add a little bit of the base color, it'll kind of blend it in. So I'll come up with a scheme, and I'll probably just use these two colors, and I will do the war paint. So the war paint is done. That's just a simple scheme. A little red, a little blue. there's really an endless variety of ways you could do this. So that's it for the skin. Now we're going to do the all the straps across his leggings, moccasins, rifle, everything else. First thing I'm going to do is the leggings. So for those I'm going to use Iraqi sand. Makes it a nice light color which contrasts good against the skin. Makes him pop a little bit. And he's got 3 straps going across his chest here. So I'm going to do probably 2 of them with this color. And then when I do the moccasins, I'll do the last strap with the same color as the moccasin, just add a little variety. So I'll just paint the entire leggings and carefully go over 2 of the straps around his torso with the Iraqi sand. Iraqi sand part's complete. So if you get any on the skin, you can go back and just touch it up quickly with the base color. A little bit of it without the wash isn't going to be too noticeable. And of course, if you keep your war paint colors in the wet palette, if you get it on those, you can just go back and touch that up as well. So next thing I'm going to do the moccasins and that last strap going around his chest, and for that I use German camo medium brown. Alright, done with the German camo medium brown. So I think the next thing we'll do is, I've also touched, hit that gorget thing that he's wearing. Looks like he got it off a dead officer probably. I just hit that with a gold color. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to paint this loin cloth that he has. Sometimes I'll paint it Iraqi sand or the medium brown, but this one I'm going to do in the back to the Prussian blue. A lot of these guys have been doing with the blue loincloth, so I'll just stick with that and hit the loincloth with the Prussian blue. Next we will do the musket and the wood. So the musket wood and then maybe just the top here, this knife handle with mahogany brown. And then I will use oily steel to paint the knife blade, the musket barrel, the flintlock, and just all the metal parts on the musket. Alright, wood is done, metal's done, so all the colors for the clothing weapons are now blocked in. Now the next step is going to be take some of this soft tone wash and just go over all the clothing, so the leggings, everything. And when I go over the straps, I'm going to get a little bit on either side of the straps to add a little shadow in there, to add a little depth to it. So I'll go ahead and do that. So now the wash is all dry, so there it is as it stands. The wash is good also for hiding any kind of little imperfections, especially in these straps here. It'll cover up some of that, it adds a little shadow and depth. So what I'm going to do now is go back over all the colors again with just the same base color, and being careful to leave any of the shadow that's formed due to the wash, like back here in these folds. Just leave those there and it'll add a little bit of depth. So go back with the Iraqi sand. I'll just do it all quickly and then we'll move on. is now done. Now I just got to do the base. So obviously everyone bastes differently, but I just use a cheap brown color, go over the base, go over the entire thing, then I'll dry brush tan earth over that. I'll use tan earth to go around the edge of the base, and then when that's dry I will put some static grass on and a grass tuft, and it'll be done. So yeah, we'll go ahead and do that, and then when it's done we'll put all the Indians together and just take a quick video of them. Alright, there we go. This guy is now complete, and I will place him in with the rest of the boys. And now we have a group of Indian skirmishers. So for sharp practice, rules is written. These guys are run as mass troops, so a big blob of 12 of them in a group. Myself and others I've talked to kind of don't agree with that. We think it would be more realistic if we ran them as skirmishers. So I'm going to probably run them 99% of the time as a group of 6 or 2 groups of 6 light infantry skirmishers, using the light infantry rules for them. But I like them. These are the Warlord Games Black Powder Woodland Indians. So more of a upstate New York, Huron, Mohawk type tribes. This technique that I did today, though, could be used for Indians from any part of the continent. So anyway, fun to paint. They look good. They're quick, and well, I've had one experience with them in game and it wasn't that great, but next time hopefully I can get them on the board a little earlier and see if they can actually do something. So that's it. So thanks for watching this one, and we'll be back for the next video.